Hi guys, happy New Year to all of you. Today's video is the anything but books tag, which is essentially a tag that asks you questions about random stuff to do with you that doesn't have anything to do with books. Before I get into it, I thought it'd be really fun for all of you to let me know one random fact about yourself. You can either just let me know one random fact about you, or you can wait to hear the questions and then answer one of the questions. Jumping into it though, the first question is, what are some cartoons or a cartoon that you really like? I've mentioned a few times on my channel Sailor Moon. When I was a kid, it was my favorite show. And hopefully I'm not offending any anime fans who are like, anime is not a cartoon. But I'm just talking about things that are not real people. Sailor Moon, loved it as a kid so much, and rewatching it as an adult, I still love it. And then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Vinland Saga, so good. A show that normally I think does a fantastic job of taking funny things from our own society or things about politics and doing a funny spin on them would be BoJack Horseman. There is the occasional episode that is a little bit, I think, leaning one way or the other, but overall, I think BoJack Horseman is really good. There's a lot of really dark humor in it. There's a lot of really dark moments in it, but it is phenomenal. Next question is, what's something that you love to do that you could do for hours that isn't reading? I love board games and I love Magic the Gathering. I'm sure that there are plenty of you out there that love it that are way better than me at it, but I love that game. Oh my gosh. And my husband will play a couple games and he'll be like, okay, that's it. And I'm like, 5 more? I also love playing video games, but I have a very addictive personality, so I'm really bad at just playing a game for 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm like, I'm gonna be up until 3 in the morning playing this game, and then I'm gonna do that again for the rest of the week. I also do that same thing with drawing. Now that I have an iPad and I can do digital art, I love doing that. And when my husband goes to sleep, sometimes I'll put in headphones and listen to an audiobook and then just draw again till 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I absolutely love it. Apparently, I don't know how to read, because that was question number 3. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite song right now? And I don't know. I don't really switch it up very often. When I love something, I usually love it a lot. And then I'm like, that's my favorite thing ever for forever and always. Franck Violin Sonata. Ugh, it's so beautiful. The first movement, it's so pretty. And then the second movement's dark and kind of gritty and angry sounding. And then the third movement's so sorrowful. And the last movement's kind of happy, which I don't like happy music as much. But that is the perfect sonata. Oh, it's so good. Listen to it. It's great. I have to. I hear my violin professor in college in my head right now. I have to clarify that technically that's a piece and not a song. He would be disappointed in me if I didn't clarify that. The next question is, what's something that you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I'm pretty sure you guys would be really surprised by this. So, I've said before, I do not want children. My husband doesn't want children either. I like kids, I teach kids, I don't want kids. However, I really like to follow mom accounts on Instagram and dad accounts. They're just not very common, but I have no idea why. There's just something so wholesome about, parents loving their kids that I'm just like, that's nice. And it just makes me feel good. And I'm like, how cute, they love their baby. I don't know. I feel like that would be surprising. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't think that's weird at all. The next question is, what is your favorite random, specific, unnecessary thing to learn about? I think like a lot of people with the internet now, if a question pops into your head, you're like, what's that? And then you can go into a rabbit hole of learning about this thing. So I'm going to go with a very specific, random, unnecessary thing that I was like, I want to know the answer to this. And my thing that I thought about, I'm like, how does that work? So kangaroos, I was very confused because the babies, I was like, wait, so, they go in the pouch, little joeys, they're in the pouch. And I'm like, where do the kangaroos, where do they come out of? Like, do they come out of the same spot as where they mate? And I was like, how does that work? And I looked a lot into kangaroo reproduction. Next question is, what's something unusual you know how to do? I don't know. I don't know what is unusual that I know how to do. I play the violin. I can read music. I don't feel like that's not really unusual. I feel like that's fairly common. The next question is, name something you've made in the last year and then show you all if I can. And does drawing count? Can I just like show some artwork I've done? Because I'll do that. I did that. I drew some artwork, and I like to do arrangements of music or write music and then perform it for you guys. I do that pretty rarely because it takes a long time. But I'm working on a new one, and it may have to do with a very, very catchy song from the Witcher Netflix series. So I will show that to you very soon. That actually answers the next question, because what's your most recent personal project? Probably that. The next question is to name something you think about often, and then it says, maybe while staring out the window. I'm constantly thinking about what to eat. So I feel like that's very, very common. Like every conversation between my husband, if he's like, I'm on break, I'm like, great, how's work? And he's like, good, how are you? And I'm like, good, what do you want for dinner? Like, I'm always, always, always planning meals, which my husband thinks is weird. Not even just dinner, it's just all the time. I'm like, what should we eat? I'm constantly thinking about what we should eat. And I think it's because I don't eat very much. I'm really bad about feeding myself. I'm very unhealthy. I rarely eat much in the morning. Sometimes I eat lunch. So I think all day I'm just like, I'm hungry. What am I gonna have for dinner? Which means that if I order food and they get my food wrong, I don't like yell at anybody or anything. I don't get really mad at servers because I've worked food and it sucks. Mistakes happen. But inside or when I'm at home, I'm like really distraught. I get so sad when my food's messed up. I'm gonna read the last question off so that I don't mess it up, because it's actually a pretty funny question. It says, give us something that's your favorite, but make it something oddly specific. Not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forget to eat. Or, you know, something like that. I'm gonna stick with that very specific food sort of element to it, where it's a favorite food, but then weird favorite sort of thing. So I like chicken a lot. I really like chicken. I specifically really love spicy chicken sandwiches. I could live off of them. They're delicious. And whenever I'm extremely busy, I am maybe a little ashamed to admit that I will have a spicy chicken sandwich for a meal like every day. So I know about spicy. You can ask me, what do you think of the spicy chicken sandwich from that wonderfully healthy fast food establishment? And I'll tell you all about it. And you're like, what about that establishment? And then I'll tell you all about it. I can tell you which ones are the juiciest, which ones are the crispiest, which ones are the spiciest. If it's more of a buffalo spicy, or if it's like a jalapeno spicy. I can tell you way too much about spicy chicken sandwiches. I really like them. Anyway, that's it for the anything but books tag. You know what? You know how there was that one question that said what's something unusual that you can do? I feel the need to say that there is something unusual I can't do that I mentioned in passing very casually at one point, and a lot of you were like, what? So I'm gonna switch that one question because I feel like I didn't really have an answer for it, and I still don't, but I can't frown, and people found that very weird, and people were like, what do you mean you like you're just so happy you can't frown? I'm like, no. And one person asked me if it was because like makeup, and I was like, no, I literally can't make my mouth turn that way. So to wrap this video up, I'm going to show you my attempt at frowning. My husband thinks it's hilarious. This is me trying to frown. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little better. I sometimes feel weird doing these kinds of videos. It feels weirdly selfish. I don't know. Not that people are selfish who do this tag. I like talking about other stuff that I don't like focusing on me necessarily for an entire video. But anyway, I hoped it was fun. Hoped it brought some silliness to your day. Let me know a random fact about you. I would love to know. Thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.